How is everyone today? I am so excited about our expert guest on our show, How to Heal Naturally. This guest I have been following for a while, and I just encourage you all just to sit back, relax, absorb all that she's going to be sharing with us today. Her name is Koni, and her last name is Hunter, and her and her partner have worked so diligently and so hard on their transformation of their own personal lives. And that's what I love most, is that she actually walks what she gives out. And she has a wellness center over in St. Petersburg, Florida, with over 200 five-star reviews, which is absolutely incredible. And you will understand why once you actually start hearing her story and where she came from and all that she provides for those of us who are into healing naturally and the holistic movement. Koni, thank you so much for being here with us. This is so good. You do so much. Honestly, my introduction could be like this entire session because of all that you've done. How did you get into holistic healing to this level where you've actually put together an entire wellness center? When did that all happen for you?
The beginning of my center actually started back in 2018. However, I feel like the introduction into holistic healing started when I was a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Spoke about this briefly before. However, my mom, as beautiful as she is, so strong, she actually was diagnosed with the illness that was uncommon at the time. And so this illness allowed her to experience chronic pain. And so at the young age of 8, I was naturally strong in my hands. And I just fell into the realms of therapeutic massage. I didn't know what it was back then, obviously, but I was able to provide such relief for my mom on a daily basis.
Mm.
And that gift turned into a passion over time. And so, going through my journey, I realized that I was actually dissociated from my gift, so much so that I didn't even know therapeutic massage was a thing. I did
Yeah.
not know that this career that people were making money from and impacting lives from. And so, a lot of the times the solutions to our problems lie in the trauma that we faced a long time ago. And so me just over the years acknowledging my own story, right? Acknowledging my own pain and reassociating myself with all that I had been through, I discovered that there was a hidden passion and a gift within my hands. And so as time went on, I invested in myself. I invested to learn, to expand my skill sets, to develop my gifts that were innate within me.
Mm.
And that's briefly how I started this journey of holistic healing. I'd always been exposed to home health and direct support and nutrition and wellness
Mm.
because my degree was in exercise science with a minor in psychology. So I'd already been exposed to personal development since 2013.
Okay.
And really supported me in this journey because that was where the mindset shift started to come in. And that's when I became aware that, there's some things that I don't like about my behavior and how I'm thinking about things and how I'm even perceiving life to be.
Yeah.
And so go ahead and move towards the things that actually support the life that I know I can have, which
Mm.
is a more vibrant, more exciting, more fulfilling life, right? Like a lot of people I feel like want this,
Yeah.
yet they're stuck in perpetual cycles of pain that they don't necessarily know how to get out of.
Right.
And so as time went on, massage therapy came back into my realm. I don't even know how, but it came back, but it came back in a way that was professional. And so I ended up re-enrolling into school for massage therapy, and I graduated top of my class. I won the scholarship. Like things were just falling in place for me that
Yes.
just screamed therapeutic massage. However, I will say this, it's so funny because I journal a lot. Like I have thousands of books that I journal in.
Wow.
And I remember years ago, before I even created my brick and mortar, that space, I would journal, and I had wellness center and massage therapy was in big letters with a question mark. So it was there, but it was like not solid. But I
Yeah.
was solid on the fact that I would be the one to provide to the community other
Mhm.
resources, tangible, practical resources to improve their overall well-being, right?
Yes.
And so then massage therapy came back. I went to school. I graduated with flying colors. Everything was beautiful. And it just all made sense. I then, I graduated. I started off as mobile. And then within 6 months, 3 days before quarantine, I signed the lease to my first location, which was crazy. It was
Yeah.
and we were shut
You're
down
like,
for
it's
6
happening. I love it. So
Yes,
wait,
and
I
it
have
happened.
a question. So when you were growing up and you were doing therapeutic massage on your mom, not even realizing that's actually what it was, did you have people in your life that were like
Oh yeah.
already saying to you, like, you should go into this, like you'd be so good, but I love how you made that quote, like that you were disassociated from your gift. Was it just
Yeah.
because you felt like it was just something you were doing for your mom? Like it wasn't like during that time, do you remember when that shift happened where you were like, this is actually a calling?
Yeah, I do actually, because when I started working on my mom, I didn't hear people say you should go into massage therapy because my culture of people didn't know what massage therapy was,
Okay,
right?
right.
Like
Yeah.
that for us. That was not a tool that we were that we had accessible to us.
Yeah.
So I didn't necessarily hear that, but I would always be massaging people, right? Like people would always ask to massage them, like, oh, can you work on this? Can you work on that?
Yeah.
And I was kind of known for, using my hands and being strong in that. And so that's how the suggestions came a long time. But the shift came for me, honestly, in 2018, my awakening year,
Mm.
because I was not dissociated because of what the gift was. I was dissociated because of the pain that it was attached to,
Oh,
right? Like
yes. Good.
young,
Yes.
and my mom moving through so much pain as a child. Like I looked up to my mom. She was my everything when I was a little girl. And so, it really broke my heart because she was in so much pain, and it was
Mm.
frightening too,
Yeah.
because with a lot of near death moments during that time, because again, this was an illness that was unknown and it was very violent physically.
Mm.
So I did not, I didn't,
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't aware of the impact
Hmm.
of massage therapy, right? Or therapeutic massage.
Yeah.
I was only focused on the pain that it created for me personally as a kid. And
Yeah.
so because of the
That's
pain,
powerful. Like I literally have
yeah,
chills. That's powerful, and
yeah,
I just want our audience to take a second to like because I do really do believe what you put out is what you attract and what you're seeking is seeking you. And so if you're listening to this and this is resonating with you, like there could have been a
yeah.
pain point in your personal life, like Koni's, you know what I mean? That actually could be your calling. And so there was a point, right, where you like ran towards it instead of resisting it. Is that what you're saying, Koni?
Yes, because yes, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. And the reason being is because in 2018, that was like my awakening year. I had experienced, so it was a buildup, it wasn't all like didn't happen overnight. It was a buildup of things that my body was ready to process and release, right?
Yes, you got it.
So I like to share this fun fact with everybody. When you are exposed to any type of trauma, whether it be macro or micro trauma,
Mhm.
the brain dissociates from the body. We do this so
Mhm.
that we don't experience the pain again, right? This is a survival mechanism. We
Yeah.
dissociate. However, in that period of disconnect, we are unable to repair and regenerate ourselves and heal ourselves. We're unable to stay healthy with a strong immune system, so we're compromised. And
Mhm.
therefore, create more degeneration, more disease, more
Yes.
chronic emotional and physical pain,
I
right? So
love that.
2018, I had experienced the height of anxiety, the height of depression, the height of panic attacks, the height of pain all the way around in all
Mm.
areas of life, not just financial, but in all areas.
Yes.
And I came to a breaking point. I was like, I cannot continue to go through this, like I can't take it anymore. I was saturated, my cup was full. And so that's when the shift took place, because now I'm surrendering, right? Like now I feel like I have no
Oh,
choice,
yes.
like just give it all up, like give all the pain up, like I'm willing to do anything to move past this. And so once
Mm.
that intention, now people, places, things, opportunities started to come into my reality to support my intention, right? So now I'm being introduced to books, people, podcasts, YouTube, just different stimuli that suggests you can live a life without pain. And so
Mm.
once I started to clear out my own pain, meaning like I became present to it, I acknowledged what my body was holding on to, and I started to do the work that I was being taught to
Right.
release. Now I was creating space for clarity. And that's when I reassociated myself with myself and remembered that, oh, wow, like I actually have a tool, I have a skill set that I am like experienced in over 20 years that I could utilize to provide financial abundance. So that was where my initial, you
Yes.
know, I came back into therapeutic massage. And then the school that I went to, Cortiva, is the #1 school for massage therapy. And
Right.
the management that it was under before what it's under now was more family based. And so we were really cultivated in richness, and so I was really exposed to a lot of holistic healing and a lot of like spirituality and energetics. And so that's how I, received this suggestion to create a tangible, practical place where people can come and experience it.
I love that. I love that. Now, I would love for you to share with our audience here why therapeutic massage? Because I'm a huge massage girl, and we had talked earlier, you know what I mean? Like, I've kind of taken a little bit of a back seat in the massage thing because the more
Mm-hmm.
I've heard about like you and what you do, and of course following you, but then going deeper in that, it's to have someone put their hands on you when you're
Mm-hmm.
in a place of healing, it's very important to know what energy you're allowing in your body. So what would you say are like the top three reasons therapeutic massage is like different in healing compared to others?
I can only speak for us, right, and what we offer in our practice, because there's a lot of therapists that say that they provide therapeutic massage, right? The
Right.
therapeutic massage that we provide at Sound Mind and Body Wellness is different because of the elements of divinity that we incorporate within every single session, right?
Nice.
So, and every single session, we provide integrated talk therapy. We spend time with the client so that they can
Mm.
actually feel safe enough to be vulnerable,
I
right?
love that.
We incorporate breath work. We coach every single client on how to breathe correctly through the nose, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then we provide the muscle manipulation, which is, the massage itself. And then we also incorporate stretching to provide that space throughout the body. And then we also provide energetic realignment, which is basically pranic healing, shamanic Reiki, energetic work, to
I love
help
that.
restore new energy. And so we provide those elements in every single session. And that's what sets us aside from a typical Swedish massage at Massage Lux, right?
Right.
Or
Right.
it's a completely different experience.
That is incredible because I can see how, like, leaving a session like that, how rejuvenated you feel because
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about, it's like you already give the person a safe space, okay?
Yes.
And then and then learning like the breathing techniques where they can just really just relax and you all can just really go in there. So do your therapists, are they also like Reiki masters too, or they just you just intertwine? How does that work?
No, not everybody. We have a curriculum that we are currently creating right now, and it's currently being accredited. And so, what we have grown to learn and have invested to master in, we are teaching our therapists the art of therapeutic massage. It starts with self, right? So, here's the thing: we are all dysregulated. Everybody in this universe is dysregulated, and it's the goal is to learn how to regulate your nervous system without external dependencies. And so when you have tools and resources and things that to support your mental health and your overall well-being, the key is to embody those characteristics for sustainability, right? And
Very good.
so all the things that we personally embody for our overall well-being is what we teach our therapists so that they can learn how to embody it themselves so that they can then be tapped into their natural innate gifts and powers. Now, do their gifts represent energetic healing and spirituality? Yes, absolutely, because it's all connected, right? Like we are very niched in what we provide. So the therapists that are attracted to our model are already on the journey of self-discovery. They're already awakened and they're already tapping into their natural gifts, whether it be Reiki or pranic healing or talk therapy
Mm,
or hypnotherapy or whatever you have it. You
right.
know, there's tons of modalities. So every therapist no is not versed in like shamanic awakening, Reiki or pranic healing, but
Mm-hmm.
they are gifted.
Okay, okay. That makes sense. And I love that because there's something for everyone out there for sure, you know. So do you have the program now set up for those who want to learn the art of what you do as far as your schooling for all of that?
Yes, it is set up, but it's not publicly launched yet.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. But
we
our
got
like right, but
got
our
it.
audience can contact with you, right?
Contact me. Absolutely. We are taking resumes for sure. We are already talking to therapists. We're already preparing to like really launch this, but we are just finalizing the details and by January 2024 it's full force.
I love that because it's so needed
Yes.
all around our world, because it's so much more than just the body, but the spiritual part of it too is so important, you know? So
Yes.
for you specifically, where do you see this going? Like where do you see in your own dreams or what you feel like God, the universe is like speaking to you with all that you do? Because you're kind of like the mama that's like launching all of this off into like the world, you know?
Oh my goodness. Thank you. I can see my company growing into like a multi-level brand.
Yeah.
And I say that because the curriculum that we've created is going to unlock a whole new level of therapists,
Mm.
not just therapists, but holistically oriented leaders.
Yeah.
It's going to unlock people that are gifted, that have said yes to the restoration of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. You know what I mean? Like we're on a mission. And so I see my company growing nationally, with a lot of therapists branded or trained under sound mind and body wellness with our signature flow method, because there's a lot of us waking up to our true gifts and the
Yes.
height of dysregulation is at its peak,
Right.
right? And
Yes.
that's an indication that, oh, if dysregulation is at its peak, then the awakening is also at its peak because it's duality. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And
Yes.
so, and I just heard this today. This is so interesting. In Utah, they're wanting to deregulate the art of massage. They want to make it easier for people to come into this field and they don't have to get licensing. They don't have to
Oh,
get background
wow.
checks. I mean, that is so disturbing to me. You were
Yeah.
just, spoke about this briefly, how you were an avid massage goer and you just felt intuitively like I can't get any more massages. And it's
Right.
not because you don't want to get the massage, but it's because your spirit is telling you like these therapists are dysregulated. And that's
Right.
transference and counter transference, right? You're putting your hands
Mhm.
on someone, that's a transfer of energy.
Yes.
So if somebody is struggling internally with depression and anxiety and taking medications and just dysregulated all the way around, they're putting their hands on somebody, where do you think that energy goes?
Right. Right. No, that's
Right?
so good. That's so good.
Exactly.
I know
So
that's why I just love what you do so much. Like I'm such a fan of your work.
uh,
Now,
yeah.
would if someone's even looking to open up like a holistic wellness center, would do you provide coaching for that? Or
Absolutely.
are you just focused on just the therapy part of it with the massage?
That's a fantastic question. No, it's also going to incorporate business. So it's like three sections, right? It's the art of healing, which is the first tier, right?
Okay,
Because
yes.
three aspects to healing: the processing, releasing, and reframing. So we're not only going to empower our therapists with the tools to support their own overall well-being, but we're going to give them the tools so that they can empower their clients. And then we
Mm,
have and then we have the actual art of therapeutic massage itself, because we have a signature flow method, right? So we're giving them the mindset first, then we're going to give them the skill set, and
okay.
then we're going to give them the business aspect, because we've built a six-figure company. And if we could do it, you could do it too. So we're going to give everybody everything that we've learned so that they can quantum leap, right? They don't have to go through all the hoops went through. And if they choose to build a brand, they can do so. Or if they choose to just, you know, be a
Yeah.
solo therapist, they can do so. It's universal. They can do with the content what they want to.
You're incredible. Like literally, you're like such a gift. Like I'm
Oh
so
my,
happy that you took that calling and ran with it because a lot of people don't like the pain to where you are now. I mean, it's like
mhm.
you had to go through a lot
Oh
of
my gosh.
self work and
Uh,
healing and you know what I mean? Just to like, because right, there's the healing part and then there's the building part. And now you're ready to
yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, well, you've been doing it for a while, but now you're going nationwide. So it's like you've worked so much to get where you're at. And it's like it's such
yeah.
a gift and it's beautiful, beautiful to see. So what would you give our audience? Like if we could leave on just a really strong nugget of
Mhm.
how someone could just find the first step in holistic healing, with the body, soul, mind, and spirit, what would you say would be the first step for them to go for?
I'm gonna give you 4 steps. I'm
Okay,
going
4 steps.
framework that is my absolute favorite tool to utilize when it comes to processing, releasing, and reframing trauma, right?
Okay,
And
yeah.
so the first step towards a holistic healing or a holistic lifestyle would be awareness. You
Mhm.
want to become aware that there's even something to change. Become aware of what your body is feeling, meaning like sensations, emotions, tension, pain. Become aware of yourself in space and time, like presently, like present day, right? And then
Yes.
once you become aware of yourself, now you want to acknowledge your contribution, meaning what are your thoughts like? You know, what's the thought pattern? What behaviors are you expressing yourself in, right? Like, what are you involved in? What are you taking in? What are you eating? What kind of conversations are you having? Like, acknowledge your contribution in the story that you're telling, right? Once you
Mm,
become aware of yourself and then you've acknowledged your own contribution, now you're in a position to observe. Now you can observe all contributing factors without judgment. That's the key. Without
mm,
judgment. We are so programmed to judge ourselves, which then allows us to judge others, people, places, words,
mm.
things, right? And
Yes.
so we want to eradicate judgment of self. And so you become aware of yourself, you acknowledge yourself. Now you observe all surrounding contributing factors without judgment. And now you're in a position to make a choice in support of the desirable outcome or
I
your
love
higher
it.
self, right?
Oh,
And that one choice has to be simple, realistic, and practical. It has to be something that you could implement immediately that's in support of the desire.
I
And once you do
love
that,
that.
yeah, it's called the 4 pillars of alchemy.
I love that. That is so powerful. I mean, what it's like literally just even waking up in the morning and
Yeah.
implementing those in your thought pattern, before you even
Hmm.
start your day is so foundational of just really launching off and just being aware and present throughout your day on where
Yes.
where life is supposed to take you.
Hmm.
And I just love that because I know like my audience, they really resonate with this because a lot of us are like in a place where we're continuing in the journey,
Right.
but the journey of like how inspiring it is of what you came out of and where you are now and even your vision for the future is so powerful that it's like I just feel the release not just in my own life but
That.
in the life of like thousands across the globe, to really just take this time to there's a word for it. I would say courage. I mean, it takes courage to
Courage.
look at a loved one and not want to go back to that. You know what I mean? Not want to go
Yeah.
back to that, like, and so to really put your hands on someone else to find a place of healing is like it really honestly blows my mind. Like I feel in my own spirit, like while you're talking, like I feel it in my own mind. Like I'm like, yeah, there was some trauma that happened, and it's
Hmm.
like I'm thinking already in my head like what I
Right.
need to do to overcome that because
Right.
it's part of the calling of my life. But if
Yeah.
someone doesn't verbalize it and then you actually see what they've gone through, then you can
Yeah.
just stay stuck back here. And you know what?
Hmm.
And the reason we can stay stuck is because exactly like what you went through with your mom, it's like, oh yeah, well, I mean, everyone would understand why you don't want to go into therapy or
Right.
become a therapist. Like it's like Oh, it's totally okay. It's understandable. But you said no. You know what I'm saying? That's not where I'm supposed to be. Like, I know in my own spirit, and I'm going to do the work it takes, not just to break out of that, but actually become like an icon to teach others around the entire world to do what I
Yes.
do to be able to heal. It's so incredible. I love
Wow.
it.
Thank you so much. It feels so good to hear it because when you're doing the work, and this goes for the collective, when
Yeah.
you're doing the work, you don't see your progress. You
Yeah.
don't see how much time you've collapsed. You don't recognize that you've processed 2 decades of
Yeah.
trauma. You
Yeah.
don't realize that when you're in it. And that's why community is so important. If you do not have a community, you're going to fall back into survival mechanisms of being.
Yeah.
Okay, money is not the objective here. A lot of us have money out here and you're still struggling to sleep at night. You're still
Yeah.
struggling with mental health, right? You're
Right.
still struggling with panic attacks, anxiety, and things like that. And it's because of the unprocessed information that your body is holding on to. But when you're in the journey, community is so important. We have to hear the acknowledgement and the validation so that we know that we've done a lot and it keeps us
Yes.
going. Very motivating and inspiring. So thank you.
Yes, for sure, for sure. And I loved it too because you're one of those people who like someone can't come to you and be like, "Oh, well, I went through this, so I can't." You're like, "Sorry,
I don't
honey. I've gone through that too, and I can, and I believe in you." So if you need to just like take some of my belief, go ahead and take it because I know you can do this because I was there too. You know what I mean? I just love that. So I would really like to close on a note. So our audience, I just want to let you know that Koni has a beautiful giveaway for you.
Mhm.
And this is something like I can't even believe like that she's on here just like pouring into us, strengthening us, giving us hope and affirmations. And but not only that, but she has a free gift for us. And Koni, do you want to talk about it for a minute?
Absolutely. I'm so honored to be able to give this. So, what I want to give away is a Vision Life and Align consultation. This is an hour with me where we get to together discover what you feel is the problem for you right now. And together we are going to process, release, and reframe. So, you're going to leave empowered with tools and techniques and frameworks that you can implement immediately, even before we get off the phone, to start making the change you're desiring to make.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you are so generous. I just love it. Thank you. Honestly, thank you from the
Yes.
deepest part of our hearts. I mean, look at all these notes. I hope you guys like went buck wild with
Wow.
your notes too. I know I'm like da, 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 da. That is so great. We cannot thank you enough. And we just want to let you all know that you can get in touch with Koni through her wellness center. So we will have all of her contact information below. And if you, again, have any questions or concerns, do not hesitate to contact us. We are here for you. You are not on this journey alone. Thank you so much for being here with us. And Koni, I cannot thank you enough. Man, I mean, literally just absorbing everything that you have, ready to fly.
Yes, thank you for having me. It was such a beautiful conversation. And thank you to everyone for being here and sharing space.
Yes. Love it.